I think it's great that we're collaborating because we all represent Los Angeles, purely Los Angeles, all born and raised, and we've been in the movement for a long time. Chaz has been in the movement, and we kind of come out of the roots of LA in terms of visual arts. Yeah, and then it goes beyond that in terms of calligraphy and calligraphic fonts. I think it mixes genres because you get photography, right, where Esteban is a global phenomenon in photography. So basically, he's captured the LA Los Angeles lifestyle, many facets of it, in terms of low riding, the gang culture, drug culture, like underground, also to celebrities, different models. And I mean, he's covered so many different genres and imagery. And it's great that we bring that element in because that is a lineage, because he chronologically has worked through all these stages, through the LA riots, or Pasadena fires. I mean, you name it. And he's known us for so many decades that he's captured us in motion, in work, capture scars, everything, so that's a very important part of it. That's the ultimate lineage right there, because a photographer captures moments, and he's captured a lot of our moments, and to have him in here is an honor and a pleasure.
So the 27th of February at our Mayfair headquarters here in Sackville Street, we're launching a very special project, a project that I believe has never been done before in history. The show's called Los Angeles, A Visual Lineage, and we are celebrating the works by Defa, who's next to me, Chaz Jorquez, and Esteban Oriol. Welcome to Woodbury House and looking forward to the project. Bringing you guys together, along with Retina, of course. What does it mean for you guys to be collaborating and working together?
I think it's great that we're collaborating because we all represent Los Angeles, purely Los Angeles, all born and raised, and we've been in the movement for a long time. Chaz has been in the movement, and we kind of come out of the roots of LA in terms of visual arts. And there's been a long history of like Chicano arts and stuff like that, but we kind of represent, I would say, kind of like a middle version between East Coast, some of the graffiti, subway art, plus infused with LA gangster art and just different genres of art. Yeah, and then it goes beyond that in terms of calligraphy and calligraphic fonts.
Yeah, and I guess the same sort of question to both of you guys, Chaz and also Esteban. I mean, you're clearly excited about the project. We had a conversation separately in the gallery here about, you know, your background, your skill set, your teachings, etc. But coming from LA, which is many miles away from London, and coming to Woodbury House to do the collaboration between you four guys, what does it mean to you guys to be doing this?
You know, something, it's kind of a celebration, you know, for us, because you're right. It's kind of like the first time on the outside that we've gotten together. We've had plenty of shows. We've shown together many, many times and all that. At smaller galleries, at community galleries, at parties or whatever, because it is a lifestyle. We live the art every day and all that. But to investigate it, to bring it up and all that, you got to bring it into a gallery situation. And I think being here in London, I think you get this outside focus, this new interest and all that. I think it's important to be here at this time in this gallery.
Yeah. And yourself, Esteban?
Yeah, it's like Chaz said, we've been in multiple shows together, but in a bigger group. It's never been this concentrated. We've been in big shows in museums and, you know, the MoCA and Beyond the Streets and stuff like that. So it was never this concentrated as far as like four guys from LA, born and raised, that been doing this for decades. You know, Chaz has been doing it the longest, obviously. But we've all been doing this artwork for over 30 years. And, you know, we did the work, we paid our dues, and I wish, you know, it probably could have happened sooner, but, you know, we're here now, and it's a great time and the perfect time for us to be here. You know, we're all excited for this and we're all happy to do this show together. It's something we've all been wanting to do for a long time. But now we're here, and it's a great thing.
There's a quote in our exhibition catalogue, and it says, Los Angeles isn't just a movement, it's a lineage. And lineage plays a very, very strong role or word within this show. Obviously, there's slight interpretations of what it can mean, but have you got your own interpretation, or how important is that word to you guys with the work that you do?
A lineage, you know, in some ways, what you say, it starts from somewhere. Not really, because, you know, there's always was an existing graffiti since the 1940s there in Los Angeles. They didn't invent it because a lot of those letters, shapes and all that came from Mexico. It was kind of like a structure, kind of building and all that. So by the time we kind of like our work, we're still referencing all that tradition. We're interpreting it in our own way and all that. But yeah, the lineage comes from an existing tradition, but we're bringing it up to the contemporary. And the contemporary is that we're investigating it more than just words or letters or our name or a tag or our community or our neighborhood, or, you know. It's become more, instead of tagging our neighborhood, we're tagging the world in a lot of ways. We're tagging right now. We're leaving our names and we're describing inside of your skull right now. You will remember us, you know, by the artwork and also by who we are, you know. It's more than just artwork. We're personalities, you know. We come with the work, you know.
Yeah. The show has various different artworks in here. Original canvases, hand-signed limited editions, photography, etc. What makes this show different to other shows that you guys have done? Now, clearly, it's the four of you. This is the first time doing it in Mayfair, but apart from that, what else separates it?
I think it mixes genres because you get photography, right, where Esteban is a global phenomenon in photography. So basically, he's captured the LA, Los Angeles lifestyle, many facets of it, you know, in terms of low riding, you know, the gang culture, drug culture, like underground, also to celebrities, different models. And I mean, he's covered so many different genres and imagery. And it's great that we bring that element in because that is a lineage, because he chronologically has worked through all these stages, through the LA riots or Pasadena fires. I mean, you name it. So he chronologically captures these moments, and he's known us for so many decades that he's captured us in motion, in work, captures scars, everything, you know? So that's the ultimate lineage right there, because a photographer captures moments, and he's captured a lot of our moments, and to have him in here is an honor and a pleasure, you know?
There are 3 images or art pieces, Esteban, that you've done, which almost gives the sensation for the collector 2 artworks in one. And what I'm referencing is you've done one shot of Chaz with his artwork in the back. You've done one shot of Defa and also for Retna. And adding these photos, these pieces of art into this particular show, was that quite important for you to get them in there?
Yeah, that was one of the main things that me and Defa talked about in the beginning, was to show like how it's all tied together. And you know, obviously I was there, and I've taken so many pictures of these guys that I was looking for other pictures for this show, for the catalog, I think, and I kept finding more pictures of them, because back in the day you'd shoot a roll of 36 photos, but it wasn't always the same subject. So I would have a day where I went out and shot lowriders, and then I seen Chaz, hey Chaz, let me shoot a couple shots of you. So there'll be like 3 of him at the end of that day. You know, on another day, there's so many photos and so many times when I've been with them. I mean, me and Defa have traveled different places together and shot photos and done many projects together. I've done a few projects with Retna, you know, some with Chaz, and I mean, the photos tie everything together because we're all LA. We're all sons of LA. We're all sons of the city, and I've documented that for over 3 decades, and they're a big part of the city. Los Angeles to me is one of the top 5 as far as influential cities in the world. Like we're known outside of LA, which is it's not easy if you're an artist. You know, there's a very few percentage of people that make it to be like worldwide artists, and it's just cool that we've all done that. We've all worked hard to get there, and I got photos of it all. We're bringing LA here, you know, just the 4 of us we're bringing the city to you. We're bringing it to your front doorstep, and it's the right 4 guys to do that.
Yeah. And what we've always said to collectors who are expanding a collection or starting it for the first time, this isn't just something that will look good, feel good up on your wall, something that you can enjoy and resonate with and talk about. It's not just a good asset to be investing into, but you're buying a slice of history. When people collect your work, Defa, your work, Chaz, and also your good self, and also Retna, what are they buying, in your opinion?
I think they're buying originality. I think they're buying authenticity. I think they're buying maybe a flavor of us. They're not buying us, but it's not taking a little bit of us home and all that, you know, but they can see that we are being authentic in our work. I think that's what we represent, you know. Our work is real. It comes from a real place, not from the studio, from a real lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know.
We've worked together multiple times, a few times over here in our gallery, and also over in Miami South Beach. Is there any works that are in this show that you would say has been completely different to what we've been used to and what our collectors have typically purchased from you?
Yeah, I would say there's several works, some of the smaller works, especially some of the colorways and stuff like that. One, I used a little bit of patina and different colors. So yeah, I would say most generally the colorways And also, I kind of broke out of the the letter forms too a little bit, some of the abstractions, and then I also did a few pieces where there's extreme complexity. So like some of the mandalas and stuff like that, there's a vast array of complexity in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fairly confident that our clientele, our collectors, the demographic that follow Woodbury House, and also your journeys are going to be very, very satisfied coming here. It's going to be open to the public eventually. We do things typically by appointment only. We got the VIP invite only event on Thursday night, which is going to run for 3 hours. And I think it's going to be an historical moment for all of us to be collaborating together. Very, very excited by it. I don't know if you've got any final words, you guys, but if not, I look forward to kicking off the project.
Just excited, glad to be here. You're right there. Thank you, Woodbury House.
No problem. Thank you to you guys.
Thank you,
all right?
Woodbury House.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.